Kakadosh Boker Tov, Shavua Tov. We're going to mention a very important halakha which has to do with tonight. We know tonight, which is December 4th, we're going to start Barech Alenu, and then we say Veten Umatar livracha, because it's 60 days after the Tekufa, it's 60 days after the time period, which we know that in Eretz Yisrael they already started on the 7th of Mar Cheshvan. However, though here in the diaspora we only start tonight. So tonight in Barech Alenu we start Veten Umatar livracha. If a person forgot Veten Umatar livracha, so therefore they have to repeat. They have to go back, which means it's very important because it's not like the other way around, right? That it's the concept is that, okay, you forgot it, no big deal. If you actually forget Veten Umatar livracha, you would have to return to the Amidah. However, though, there's many different rules until you get to the halacha of machzirin oto, which means that you would go back. Now, obviously, when we're talking about Veten Umatar livracha, that includes tal and matar. Because even if a person said Veten tal in itself, if you remember, is due, is not good enough. Because due is all year round. Right? Even during the summer, we say muriga tal. It has to be the matar, right? Veten matar, which is very important. You have to mention rain. Now, according to Sfaradim, we're going to start the procedure as follows. Let's say, for example, tonight, we're going to start, we will mention it right before the Amidah, Veten Umatar Barech Alenu. And then what happens is you're going to start Amidah. Imagine right now, you did start Barechenu. So if you did make the mistake and you started Barechenu, it doesn't matter about tonight or it's going to be until Pesach, where we actually change back. So any time whatsoever, if you made a mistake and you started Barechenu, as long as you're still before Baruch Ata Hashem, you would go back to Barech Alenu. So that's going to be halakha number one. It doesn't matter if you're in the middle and you realize you made a mistake, you go back to Barech Alenu. If you did say Baruch Ata Hashem, meaning you said Barechenu, and then you said Baruch Ata Hashem, you would say Lamedeni Chukecha, and then you would go back to Barech Alenu. That's going to be the next one. If you write Baruch Ata Hashem, Lamedeni Chukecha, go back to Barech Alenu. If you already after said you finished the beracha, you said Baruch Ata Hashem, Mevarech Hashanim. So therefore, what happens is that if you're before starting Tekah b'shofar gadol lecherutenu, right then and there you say Veten Umatar livracha l'kol pnei adama, right? Or just even Veten Umatar livracha is already enough. And then what happens is in Shema Kolenu, right before Ki ata shomea tefillah koper, again Veten Umatar livracha l'kol pnei adama. So therefore you would say that, and then what happens is you just continue. So here technically you didn't do a full beracha part. You did Veten Umatar livracha l'kol pnei adama, and then again right before Ki ata shomea tefillah koper and Shema Kolenu, and then you're allowed to continue. If right now you already started Tekah b'shofar, which means you already started the next blessing, so even if you just said Tekah, so then you do it only in Shema Kolenu, right before Ki ata shomea tefillah koper, again you're going to say Veten Umatar livracha. If you already said Baruch Ata Hashem av shomea tefillah, again you would say Lamedeni Chukecha, right? And then what happens is you would say Veten Umatar livracha, Ki ata shomea tefillah koper, Baruch Ata Hashem shomea tefillah. You would go back to there. Why? Because if not, you're going to have to actually go back to the beginning of the Amidah. If you only remembered after you already said that, after you said shomea tefillah before Retzeh, you would start Veten Umatar livracha and continue Retzeh. Now he comes and he says, even the second that you just said Retzeh, or you remembered anywhere after Retzeh, you would have to go back to the beracha of Barech Alenu. You would have to go back, even if you're going to be in the middle of the Elokai Netzor, you would go back to the beracha of Barech Alenu, and you continue as normal. By the way, this same halacha is the same as by Rosh Chodesh. Remember that even if a person forgot Ya'alev Yavo, and he finished the beracha, even if he did say the Retzeh, there it's by the Modim. Right before Modim, he would say Ya'alev Yavo, and then he would continue with Modim. Here it's by the Retzeh, which means that by Retzeh, the second that you started Retzeh, you're already towards the end. Once you're towards the end, you have to go back to Barech Alenu. Now, if a person did finish the Amidah, right, and he already said, even if he didn't take the 3 steps back, but he finished the Amidah, he has to go back to the beginning of the Amidah. So for Sfaradim, again, it's obviously there's a lot of steps in between. Ashkenazim have a few less steps than we do about forgetting and remembering about it. But again, just remember one more time. If you're in the middle, you go back to the beginning of the beracha. You're in the middle of Barech Alenu, or you said Barechenu. You go back to the beginning of the beracha. You said Baruch Ata Hashem, Lamedeni Chukecha, you go back to the beginning. If you already said the beracha, right then and there you say Veten and then again by Shema Kolenu, the same thing. If you already started the next Berachat Tekah, you do it only in Shema Kolenu. If in Shema Kolenu you said Baruch Ata Hashem, again Lamedeni Chukecha Veten Tanu Matal Berachal Kopnei Adama, and then you continue Ki Ata Shomet Velakopeh Baruch Ata Hashem Shomea Tefillah. If you already started Ritzeh, you go back to the Barech Alenu immediately, or anywhere after Ritzeh, you go back to Barech Alenu, and then you continue Amidah as normal. And if you already finished the Amidah, even though you didn't take the 3 steps back, you would have to go back to the beginning of the Amidah. Have a wonderful day.